Hello Internet, again welcome to CodeStar channel. So in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to render a single product. Okay, so in our previous video we were able to learn how to render a list of products like this, like by making an API call that gave us a JSON list of products, and then we simply converted the JavaScript object here and we set it as a variable which we now look through, and we're able to get this number of products, right? Just as we have here. But now we want to be able to view a particular product. For some reasons, when you go to some applications, most of the details are not captured in small cards like this. If you want to view all the details of a product, sometimes you need to click on that product. Maybe there are some things that may not be here, like the reviews, maybe long descriptions about the product, and maybe how many remaining in stock. All of those details about that product you want to find out. So for some reason you just have to click on that product to see other details about that product. Yeah, so that's why we have need of viewing a product here. So that's it basically. And also, if we go to this endpoint, fixed.api, remember in the previous class we were able to get this. So I just clicked on this pretty pane to give us a well formatted and readable structure of this list. Now look at this list, take a careful look at it, and you'll see that all the objects inside this list have similar attributes like ID, title, price, description. They all have all this in common, right? But there's something that is unique to all of them, and that's the ID, right? The ID should be unique, yes, because if it's not unique and you want to get a particular product, sometimes you may get duplicates, and that can be a lot of trouble. So there should be a unique parameter by which you get a particular item, right? There must just be a unique parameter, and in most cases it's usually the ID, right? Every other thing may not be unique, but there should be one parameter, and in most cases, like I said, it's the ID. For example, the prices may not be unique, so two products can have the same price. Okay. Also, the rating may be the same. Two products can have the same rating, right? And sometimes even two products can have the same image if it's maybe by different vendors, depending on how the application is built, right? Different vendors can have the same image to different products, but the ID will never be the same. So many times, in fact, it's not the users that create the ID. There's an automatic way the system generates ID so that we don't have duplicates, right? So to get a particular product, you have to get it by the unique parameter, and in this case it's our ID. And so the API already made provision to get a single product by that unique parameter. And in this case, let's say we want to get product, or this first product, and the ID is 1, and now this is ID 2. I want to get this one. So the API already made this provision, so you just pass it /1. And once you passing /1 and you enter, and it's going to give us this. So just click on this pane to have a well formatted and readable structure of this, and you see this is an object that gives us the first item. And if you remove this one and then put in 2, and then you click this, we're going to see this. So it gives us the second product. So that's it. That's how we're able to get a single product, right? And how do we implement this in our code? How do we implement this in our code? Let's get to the code. So look at this. Look at this. Let me just go through this again, right? And in case you do not understand what I've been saying, it means you skip some classes. I think you just need to go and look at the other videos, because this is just one of the videos in an entire playlist. Okay, so you just need to go back and see what we've been doing. It will really help, I promise. So look at it. So we made an API call here, and we're able to get a list, right? This list, and because the list comes in JSON, we converted it to JavaScript object. This is how to convert it to JavaScript object. And we're able to save the response that has been converted to JavaScript. Yeah, we save it in a variable, and this variable we pass it into the render products. Okay, and we have to loop through it since it's a list, it's an array. We loop through it, and we were able to get, the number of products based on the number of items in that list, right? We're able to get all the individual, details of that product. So that's basically what we do. So in this case, we are going to be doing something similar. So I already provided the code, so we're not writing anything new. So I just decided to just provide it so that we don't have. So since it's something repetitive, so the same thing we're going to do, right? We first of all need to create the card for a single product, right? Like I said, this code has already been prepared. So if you click on this, you will see this single product, okay? And it has rating. And if you notice that in the other one has no rating, okay? There's no rating here, but we're able to display that rating in the single product display page, okay? So to do that, first of all, we need to make an API call. And the API call, this time around, because we are trying to get a product, so it's asking by what parameter. So we pass in the ID. We want to get the product by one parameter ID so that we get a single product. We pass in the ID here. Remember, just the same example I gave you here. We pass in the ID, okay, and it's going to get the ID from here. When we call this method, whatever we pass in, we append it here, and once you append it, it gets that product, and of course it's converted from the JSON to an object, right? And we pass that object into this render single product. So the object now has all the details that we need. Now what do we simply do here? When we call this, or when we declare this function, and we're passing these objects that we are putting here. First of all, you notice this product item, single product. The first thing I did was I needed to, do a selector. So it means that in your HTML file, we had already created this. You must have this. If not, it's not going to display because it's asking where do you want to, render this single product. So I have to create an empty div with an ID of single product. And you come here, we just simply selected it, and whatever value we pass into this function, we get it from this, and we passed it as the values like the ratings, the title, the descriptions, and everything. And look at this, look at the rating here. The rating here, if you look at this rating here, going back to this, you see that, let me open up this one. This rating is 4, and if you look at this first one, this one has 4.1. So what we did was we approximated it. We just did a float. So we approximated it and it gave us 4. And what we do, we just loop through it. It's just normal, iteration, just looping. Loop through it, right? And we created an I tag, that's the icon tag. And then we passed this class. This class automatically will get you this icon. And if you're new to this, it means you need to probably go to previous playlists that I've done with this on HTML and CSS to understand it very well. And this is also where I added the color orange to it to give it this color. And we're able to have this, and that's it, pretty much it. So we're able to, this card, write the code for these cards, and simply we passed it into this API call. So, and look at this single product. Where did we call it? We now pass it into a button click. Remember this button that we created here? This button we created here. Look at this button. So this button, remember that we passed in a content of open, right? That's why they all have open. And this button, we just added an event listener to this button that when you click, it should now call this, it should call this API. Once you call this API, and all of this happens. And once you call this API will now render this single product card. That's exactly what happens. And it will append all the appendables, all the values, all the item values and everything. That's how we're able to get it. So if I click on this one, I'll see all the project of this one. So that's how we will solve games. It's very simple and clear, right? So with this, I think we have been able to make API calls for a list and as well as a single product. So that will be the end of our Vanilla JavaScript. So in our subsequent videos, we'll be dealing with frameworks like React and Angular. And please let me know which frameworks you prefer. You prefer React or Angular? Let us know. Okay. Thank you very much and have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye.